Hey, coming to you today to talk to you about a quote that I read. I read it from Jenna Kutcher's new book, How Are You Really? Anyway, she quoted actually a Dr. Lara Fielding, and the quote is, "Emotions signal a need. Each one is informing us of what it is we value and hold dear." And that is so easy to see when we have positive emotions, right? When we're happy, excited, we can see what we hold dear. We can see that we hold dear our loved ones, our values of connection, whatever it is. Positive, easy to see. What about the negatives? Sometimes we get so involved on shoving negative emotions away, feeling like we're not supposed to have them, and just pretty much trying to avoid them is how a lot of us have coped in the past. And because it's almost like there's this unwritten rule that we're not supposed to show or allow those emotions. But what happens if we get curious about them? I love getting curious about emotions and feelings and thoughts, but if we get really curious about our negative emotions and we look at them and be curious as to what is it from this emotion that I had, from this reaction that I had, what is it that I am valuing? What is it that I'm holding dear? Because we know that when we are curious, we can actually start seeing where it's really coming from. And when we can see where it's really coming from, we can then decide and assess whether it's perhaps a bit misplaced or we're just showing it in the wrong way. And a great example, of course, is parenting, because lots of times as parents, we can get upset or angry at even something that our kid does, and we have these expectations perhaps, or these feelings of, why don't you value what I value? Like it's, sometimes we don't talk about it, and sometimes we do talk about it, and sometimes we spend our whole lifetime talking about it, but what we value and why don't they value what we value. So when we start digging in, can we actually let the other party, whether it's our kids, whether it's our spouse, whether it's any relationship that we have, if we dig into our negative emotions and look at what we're holding onto that we value, and we can assess it, we can then perhaps take that value off of other people, because we're probably just getting upset because it's something we value, but they don't value. Can we allow them to have their own values? Can we allow them to have their own things that they hold dear? And perhaps if we took the expectations off of what we do, that can totally change the way we see the situation and the way the relationship can develop from there. So really, this is about evaluating emotions and really being curious about them, especially those negative ones. Sometimes we just need to sit in them and we need to feel them, and then we need to be curious. Why am I having that negative emotion? Why, whatever emotion it is, why am I having it? What is it that it's showing me? Learn from them and then decide what to do with them.